Let's dive in and see how it works. This is the main interface of Google Data Studio. We can see our previous reports in the middle, and at the top, you can choose to start with a template or create a blank report. We are going to start with creating a blank report. The first thing we need to do is to connect our report to a data source. You can do it by clicking on Create New Data Source. Analytics data provided by Google. Click Add to Report, and we are good to go. First things first, let's give our report a name. Next, we're going to add a title. Okay. Now let's see from which countries are we getting our revenue from. For this purpose, I'm going to add a map to the report. And call it Revenue by Country. Next, let's see some trends by adding a time series chart to our report. Just like the scorecards above, I'm going to give it order and also change the radius of the corners. Let's decide what numbers do we want to show on this chart. I'm going to head over to the Data tab and search for some metrics. I want sessions to be there, but I also want to see product detail views, product adds to cart. So now I'm going to remove the metrics and replace the final one. Then duplicate this and create another chart to show e-commerce conversion rate over time. I'm using a keyword to move this around. Just like before, you can head over to the Data tab, search for a metric, and replace the metric on the chart by dragging, dropping the new metric over the previous one. For this one, however, I don't want it to be cumulative, so I uncheck this, but I do love the metric to be the number of sessions. I'm going to head over to Style tab, because I want to move the legend over the top, just to make some room for the next visualization we're going to create. Now let's use this space to create another chart and see which cities are we getting the most revenue from. For this purpose, let's choose the bar chart, the horizontal bar chart. Move it here, resize it to fit, adjust the size to make room for the name of the cities, change the metric to revenue, remove sessions, and change the dimension to city. Our awesome e-commerce report is almost finished. Let's see how does it look for the end user. Looks nice, doesn't it? But there's a problem. This report is static. The end user cannot interact with it. They cannot choose the time period or take a look at different segments of data from different source mediums. This is done by adding a filter control to the report. By default, it's set to medium as its dimension, but we're going to change it to source medium. Again, we're simply dragging and dropping. Next, I'm going to duplicate this, create another one for the device category, which basically means desktop, mobile, or tablet, and allows them to look at traffic only from desktop devices, or tablets, or mobiles. And finally, I'm going to duplicate again and allow the end user to filter by user type, which basically means, is that a new user or a returning user? Now let's view our report again and see how does it look. Now it's possible for the end user to filter this report based on any of these criteria. For example, they can choose to only look at desktop traffic, and all the numbers and charts will be updated to reflect the choice. Now that we created this awesome e-commerce report together, it is time to share it with others.